All right, let's dive into this, shall we? Building a life that's, well, as sturdy as an eagle's nest. That's the mission today, right?
You got it. And we're taking cues from, of all things, this podcast episode about the life lessons we can glean from eagles. Who knew, huh?
And you know me, always up for finding those little nuggets of wisdom we can actually put into practice. But tell me, what struck you about this episode? Anything particularly interesting?
Well, it really emphasized that these nests, they're not just some temporary thing. Eagles build these huge, long-lasting structures.
Okay, I'm picturing already massive nests built to last. Makes sense, right?
Yeah,
But there's got to be more to it.
exactly. The placement, the location, it's all strategic. High up, safe, perfect vantage points. They're thinking about everything. Hunting grounds, protection from the elements, you name it.
So it's like they're not just building a nest, they're creating this whole system for success, right?
Precisely. And that strategic mindset, that's what we need to apply to our own lives.
But we're not exactly building nests out of twigs and leaves, are we? So how do we connect the dots here?
Think about it this way. What are the foundations in our lives? Take finances, for example. It's like asking, are your financial habits in a good location, so to speak?
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
It's not just about saving money. It's about having the right systems in place.
Right. Are you in control of your spending, saving wisely, setting yourself up for financial security?
So it's like scouting the best spot for our finances, setting ourselves up for success. Okay, I'm starting to get the picture.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond money, too. The podcast episode also talked about relationships as another crucial foundation.
Makes sense. Our connections with others, they're crucial, right?
Yeah.
But how does the eagle analogy play into that?
Well, think about how fiercely eagles protect their nests. They don't let just anything in there. It's a safe space.
So are we protecting our own close relationships? Like from negativity, drama, those energy vampires?
You got it. It's about who we let in, but also how we actively nurture those bonds, guarding what's precious.
Okay, that's hitting home. So we've got finances, relationships,
Yeah.
anything else? What other foundations are we building here?
Don't forget about our own well-being, both mental and emotional. The eagle's nest, it's a place of safety and rejuvenation.
Ah, right. Are we creating that kind of space for ourselves in our busy lives? Time to rest, reflect, recharge, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And I think this is where the actionable step from the episode comes in. It's all about strengthening these nests, these foundations we've been talking about.
I'm all ears. How do we actually start putting this into practice? Walk us through it.
The first step, and this is key, is to pick one area, just one that you want to work on this week. You don't have to tackle everything at once.
Don't try to rebuild your whole life in a week. Got to start somewhere, though.
Exactly. So pick one foundation, whether it's finances, relationships, or your well-being, and think about one small step you can take to strengthen it.
Small, manageable steps. I like it already.
Yeah.
Give some examples. What kind of steps are we talking about?
Well, if you're focusing on finances, maybe it's creating a budget. If it's well-being, perhaps setting aside 15 minutes a day for mindfulness, meditation, whatever works for you.
And for relationships.
Could be having a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, setting boundaries, just something that strengthens that bond.
I love that it's about intention, not some massive overhaul.
Right. And the last part is to actually write down that intention, put it somewhere, you'll see it every day. It's a reminder of the commitment you've made to yourself. Because even small efforts, if you're consistent, they add up.
It all circles back to that image, right? The eagle,
Yeah.
methodically building its nest piece by piece. It's that slow and steady approach that creates something truly strong.
Absolutely. Building a fulfilling, resilient life, it's not a sprint, it's a journey, right? And every step you take to strengthen those foundations, your finances, relationships, well-being, it brings you closer to that goal.
It makes you wonder, what foundation will you choose to focus on this week?
That's the question to ponder, isn't it? What area of your life needs that extra bit of attention, that strategic reinforcement? It's all about building a life that can truly soar.
Some food for thought for our listeners as we wrap up this deep dive. Until next time, keep building those strong foundations.
And remember, even small steps can lead to big changes.